I'm here because through years, music with my best friend and literally saved my life when I was in a deep trouble years ago. And I didn't know in that time how valuable music is for me. I didn't know how much helping me getting through my difficult times. And after years, I realized that without music, I would have been lost. Without music, I wouldn't be here talking to you. So today and from now on, for another 5 weeks, I will be talking to you, but also showing you the first steps into working with yourself through voice and singing. And I really hope you will find it very valuable and useful for your well being, mental health, and for whatever else you want. So, years ago, when I was 5, for the first time, I was singing. I was standing on a little stage in my preschool, and I remember as if it was yesterday. I remember singing a song about a doll. I still remember the song. And the feeling of being adored after the moment I finished. The feeling of people being happy and smiling and coming to me and telling me how enjoyable and amazing was my performance. The feeling of that brought me actually to here today to the studio. Because in that time I realized that this gift that has been given to me probably at my birth or maybe even earlier, it's something absolutely exceptional, something that not everyone possesses. And subconsciously, I was driven by using my voice, by expressing my feelings and emotions through the song. I didn't know that this is how it called. I was just singing, and then a few years later, I found that piano in our little community center in my village in eastern Poland, where I grew up. And I remember I sat down and connected to the piano. Connected. I don't know. I just started playing. I had no idea what I was playing, but I was enjoying it so much. And in a way, I felt that this is my language. This is something more than language. This is something that speaks not only what you can put in the words, but this is something that can speak my heart. Obviously, my conclusion wasn't that deep when I was 6, but after years, I know that this is what happened. And then I started playing piano. I begged my mom to put me into music school. That was all my fault. That was all my idea. I wasn't the child put by parents to music school. I wasn't the child that was told to practice piano. So that was all driven by passion, by that amazing magical connection that I couldn't understand for a long time. And then when I was a teenager, again, I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. I was just making songs, singing, composing. I didn't even know that this is how it's called. I was just driven by telling people how I feel and just generally expressing myself. And music was the channel, was the thing that was just mine and my zone, my world that no my dad or mom or my brother could get into. That was me. So why I'm telling you this story? Because then years later, music saved my life. Because instead of killing myself when I was in an abusive relationship and I couldn't stand by any longer the man, the abuser, I wanted to kill myself. But instead of it, I started releasing my pain, my anxiety through songs. And trust me, I had no idea what I'm gonna do with these songs, even though I was trained musician already. And but that had not much to do with being trained musician. After years, I know that expressing myself through music had nothing to do with being trained musician. Why I'm telling you now this information? Because you don't have to go to music school. You don't have to be a trained musician to write songs about your feelings, your stories, to sing. And believe me, you don't have to do that. I don't know who said that people who don't know how to make songs, they can't make songs. Songs are not just for us musicians. Songs and making music, it's not reserved just for us professionals. Although I don't call myself professional, I call myself someone who know what we're doing. And I do know what I'm doing now, especially that I've discovered music from slightly different perspective. And some time ago, I thought that music made me who I am today. But today, I know that I brought to music something very special, something different. So it actually happened the other way around. I brought to music something exceptional, and I made the music different from we all know that that's what it is. Well, at least the music we make. So the whole long intro is all about the accessibility of music. Music is for everyone. Music is for those who never been at music school. Music is for those who study all their lives at school, at music schools or universities, music academies. Music is for everyone. It's just not obviously all of us could be recording artists, recording musicians, but the world would have been such a boring and just, you know, an interesting place if we all were musicians, right? But we all can help ourselves with music. We all can maintain our well-being, mental health, and our lives with music. I will be speaking about it and showing you a lot of examples of what I'm saying, because I know how many people put themselves down when they say like, I always wanted to play piano, but I was rubbish and I stopped. And then when I asked them after years, would you like to play piano? Yes, I would love to, but I'm rubbish, so I stopped. This is the biggest harm you can do to you, because playing music just for your own pleasure, for developing many different skills, because learning playing instrument is not only learning playing the actual instrument, not only learning play a piece of Chopin or Schubert or a song, but it's learning much more. Learning music, it's also about learning how to be patient, how to patiently but consequently get into your goal, achieve something. It's about learning music is also about obviously building your confidence, because when you finally get there, you have such a massive sense of achievement. You have such a massive sense of you know, feeling very worthy, and you feel much better because you've achieved this, something that still not many people can do. But I will forever encourage you to be with music. Obviously, the only one condition is you need to like music, you need to love music, and that's it. You don't have to be super talented. You don't have to be whatever it means, super talented. Like what? You don't have to. You don't have to. I don't know. You don't have to be Mariah Carey. You don't have to be Whitney Houston. You can be yourself and make music for your own pleasure, for your own benefit. Because making music and being in music is massively beneficial for your emotions, for your mental health, obviously, for your physical health as well, for your spirituality, because we know human being lives on 4 different levels. We are physical, we live at physical level, mental level, emotional level, and the spiritual. We're not just bodies. We're not just mind. We're not just emotions. We've got also spirituality. And music is a lot about spiritual life that these days, in my opinion, we have less and less of this spiritual life. So music will bring you again to that magical place where you can be in your zone and start loving yourself again. Through the songs or through the music you will play or sing, you will get into the deepest places in your heart and soul, and you can release it. This is why I call music as a self-healing tool, because you can do it on your own. Obviously, it's always good to be facilitated by someone who, after you will get to some perhaps dark places or difficult places where you're still stuck and feel uncomfortable, then you will need to you will need some support from somebody else. So maybe someone who loves you, some loved ones, some little community, maybe another person who feels for you, who's got time for you, or maybe from specialist if that's the need. But music is the first step that you can actually find what is going on in your system. Well, obviously, despite the whole fact of enjoyment, of the joy. And you can do it yourself. You can do just in your own room without anybody else. But if you prefer to do it with some sort of small group of people to feel a part of the little community, then that's fine too. We're all different. We all need different ways of doing the same things. I suppose we all love music in a way. Perhaps we're not all enjoy the same way, and perhaps you might have other massive passion like sport, like instead of playing music you would release whatever is stuck in your system, running or cycling. That's absolutely brilliant too, as long as you feel happy and yourself. Because, well, feeling happy is feeling yourself, and feeling yourself it's feeling happy. Basically, that's the same. So music can definitely be one of those tools to help you to achieve it. So okay, let's say you have had really hard day, and then you come back to your home and you're thinking, what could I do to feel a little bit relaxed, to get rid of the mental I don't know, weight that is still in your body and in your mind. What can I do to get rid of it? What do you think? Using your voice and using something that has got something to do with music. What do you think? Obviously, we could use our voice. This is always a great idea. We could scream. We could shout. Didn't you shout sometimes when you were, overwhelmed with everything? A car is a great place to shout, right? When we're in a car, then we are absolutely sure that no one listened, no one watched, which is quite a mistake, because perhaps there's no one to listen to, but there will be people in the traffic that probably will see you. Some of them, anyway. I saw a few people screaming in a car when I was stuck on lights and the red light, and I saw someone was screaming. Obviously, I didn't hear it, but I still saw the facial expression, so I knew someone is just having go with the scream. So use your voice. That's the easiest thing. You don't have to go to music school to use your voice, because if you can speak, you can also scream, can't you, right? Well, so let's say we are back from very hard day, whatever it was, and first we want to say, ah! Ah! Well, let's hope no one is in the house, or even if it's there, if someone is there, Well, just say that, hello, I need to do this, and please forgive me, but this is something that I must do right now. But obviously, ideally, if we are alone in the room, and give a good go with that kind of halfway between scream and yawn, okay? And take a deep breath in. Think about for a moment about the thing that actually is stuck in your mind and you really wish to get rid of it, like whatever it is. For me right now, it's the weather. I want to get rid of the thought that the weather is really bad and I'm missing the sun. It's nothing that bad because the weather will change. But even though it's slightly bothering me, it's like a little tiny needle in my heart. So I really want to get rid of it. Whatever it is, just think about it for a moment. Just first comes to your mind. Think about, take a deep breath in, and then, and again, and again, Don't worry about the quality of your voice. We're not singing yet anyway. We're using our voice as a totally for free self-healing tool. So one more time. Breathe in. We're just on our doorstep. We shut the door and what we do? And then shake it off. How does it go? Okay, don't tell me that you never did it. I'm sure from time to time you scream. If not in your car, you scream sometimes at home, or go outside, take your dog for a walk, somewhere where there's a lovely countryside, you do scream, okay? Or yawn louder. Although, obviously we all different and we all have different temperaments, so it doesn't mean we all scream loud. We might do many different type of voice expressions, but as long as it feels good for you, okay? So if screaming isn't the way that you feel comfortable with, then don't scream. I mean, I scream because I love screaming, but whatever kind of vocalizing way is comfortable for you, do it. All right? And then shake it off. And then shake it off. And moving this is always great idea of shaking off anything that is stuck in your system, right? Okay. Let's move now arms. And then all the way around. It actually feels so good. They've been very, very painful because of computer and many other things that we do sitting and being stuck somewhere in the same position for a long time, right? Okay, and one yawn again. Oh. One more time. Oh. Good. Okay. And now, one more exercise for today, that you will use your voice and remember that phrase, my voice, it's my own healing tool. Always been and always will be. I'll help you to discover what that's supposed to mean and what it might mean to you. So that's how we start, because this is also how I started at age 5, when I discovered that my voice brought attention of so many people, and using my voice, I felt so good, so happy as a child. That was the only feeling. When you're 5, you feel whether happy or unhappy, right? You don't recognize anything between. And you don't think why you feel. Now after years, I know. So the voice, that's the first thing, in my opinion, when we could start. But yes, if the voice is something that you don't feel comfortable enough, because the voice is very personal instrument, right? It comes from here. Piano, there's a lot of different mechanisms that works for the sound. As in here, the voice, it's you. And to the piano, you just touch, and then there's a hammer system that makes working the whole piano. So it's nothing that personal, that organic. The voice, this is you. The voice is something that it's installed in you, if you like, for forever, right? From the moment you made the first scream to the very last moment you'll say goodbye to the world. So this is why we will concentrate on the voice for our first, let's say, 3 sessions. The last exercise for today will be something that it will help you to actually, project the voice the way you wish, which means the confident way with the right breath. That's it. That's the breath. Actually, we should start it from it, but just because I wanted to kind of make the very very visual representation of how you can help yourself with voice, and the easiest. So I thought the first step will be to let you imagine what do you do when you come after a hard day, and this is where we start to think about that we might need some help, or if not help is this very kind of serious word, but we need some sort of support or break. That's a good one. But actually, breath, this is something that we should start from, actually, and that's why the first session must be about breathing. Breathing is even before you use your voice, obviously, because you wouldn't be able to project your voice without a breath, without air, right? Each time you speak, you need to take breath in, and then you speak with breathing out. There's no other way. You can't speak with breathing in. You breathing in. Speak with breathing in, right? Sometimes kids do that, but then they quickly learn that this is not the way to do it. So before we will start in next sessions, do more with the voice. We need to find where is the place in our body that is the most responsible for our breathing. It's not the most, it's responsible for our breathing. But obviously, whole body breathe, right? But this is the place. That's a solar plexus. It's between your chest and your belly button here, right? That this is the muscle, because it's muscle. Diaphragm, it's a muscle. That's the muscle responsible for the power of your voice, for breathing, and for the right breathing without getting exhausted very quickly. Because obviously we also breathe with our chest, right? But this is the breathing that causes a lot of trouble. You will get tired very quickly breathing with chest diaphragm. So remember, we are interested in this diaphragm, solar plexus, around here, right? This is also energetically, this is also the center of our power. It's also responsible for your inner power, for your confidence, for your self love and self power to the rest of the world. So this is the place we need to really bring strong, right? Okay, so place your hands on your diaphragm and feel the breath. Take a deep breath in and make your rib cage get bigger and bigger, as big as you can, and then hold the breath, okay? So look at my hands. hold it, and then with the pressure on your lips, let it go. And again, take a breath in. And again. Do it 10 times. If you feel dizzy, you might, especially when you start doing this exercise, then give yourself a break and go down for a few good breaths in and out, okay? And then there's a panting. I probably didn't tell you that when you take a breath, in terms of learning the right voice projection, and well, you need to take a breath through your mouth and nose at the same time. And it's not that difficult, okay? Have open mouth, and obviously nose is open all the time, unless someone's got different type of nose. So let's take a breath in. And again. And the panting. It's like fast breathing by dog. That's what's happening with my diaphragm. It moves. Doesn't move anything around here, but only my diaphragm. And the last one for today will be still kind of copied from our lovely dogs, but I love that one because that one makes you feel happy and kind of feel really fun. It's just barking. Barking is amazing exercise for breathing. So whoever came to my studio for workshops, they know that barking, I always put massive stress on barking. So then they go back home and they've been asked, what did you do with Luiza? I was barking. But barking is seriously good for straightening your diaphragm and working on your strength around here, right? So let's bark. Let's pretend, or just be a very bad dog. So that also gives you the chance to release some sort of negative emotions through just barking. Imagine you're a very bad dog, you just want to bark it out. Woo, 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 woo. Go on and on and on as long as you can. Also, if you want, you can get involved with children or anybody else. Go and bark and play bad dogs. Then you can play very annoying dogs. And if this is the way you kind of feel annoyed, then bark it out. Whichever dog you prefer to be. Bark. Barking is amazing for practicing the right breathing, for straightening for making stronger your diaphragm and all the region around your solar plexus, right? But that is the crucial part of building up your confidence and for making yourself stronger. You got to start from here. Yes, from solar plexus. We will continue it next week. I really hope you'll enjoy it. And perhaps you have questions. Perhaps you wish to be part of workshops on Zoom. Let me know on Sunsack Women fan page. You just email me info@sunsackwomen.com. I'll answer straight to you with some sort of ideas what we can do to help you, or perhaps just to make you feel a little bit better. that's what music is about feeling, making people feel better, joy, about enjoying your life. Music is also to speak the things that perhaps you can't talk about just with your words. So this is all here. This is all on Sunset Women. Be with us next week, 4:45. We're gonna start, and for next 5 weeks, and then we'll see. We'll see. And then please let me know what you think, how you feel, where you're from, what you expect, and what would you like to do. Maybe you would like to write a song, maybe you would like to play instrument or have one-to-one singing sessions. Let me know. I'm here for you. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.